WWL News at 6. Injured on the job, an Iowa soldier is recovering after a helicopter crash overseas. Then, when emergency strikes, the gadgets you'll want to have if a natural disaster takes over your home. Plus, stacking for hunger. Thousands of canned goods turned into supersized structures. Good evening, I'm Lauren Squires. Tonight, an Independence grad serving in Afghanistan is recovering after being injured in a helicopter crash. 28-year-old Captain Eric McFerrin graduated from Independence in 2000 from the University of Iowa in 2004. Tonight, his mom tells us he has minor injuries and is hospitalized. At least 3 soldiers were killed in Thursday night's crash. Now, Captain McFerrin is serving with the 95th Civil Affairs Brigade from Fort Bragg, North Carolina. This is his second tour of duty in Afghanistan. Coming up tonight at 10, we'll hear from one of Eric's good friends about his injuries. New at 6, a Guttenberg teen has died after a 2-vehicle crash in Clayton County. Sheriff deputies say Matthew Crary crossed the center line on Highway 52 north of Garnavillo early yesterday morning, hitting a semi-tractor driven by James Barth of Minnesota. Crary died as a result of the crash. Barth was uninjured. Police say a man held up a Prairie du Chien pharmacy this morning, asking for the store's entire stock of oxycodone pills. Employees at the Hartwig Pharmacy on Marquette Road say the man slipped them a note around 10:30 this morning. Police say he told a pharmacist he had a gun and demanded the pills, and the employees followed directions, giving the man 300 pills. That's worth about $7,500. He's described as a slender man, about 5'10" to 6 feet tall. In these difficult economic times, students have a lot to budget for, including housing. The University of Iowa offers cost-effective living apartments for many, but this option may not exist much longer. News Channel 7's Jason Epner explains. Thanks, Jason. The university also offers apartments on Hawkeye Drive. Those two are expected to be shut down. Let's check in now with Storm Track 7 meteorologist Jeff Kennedy. What a nice day, at least for the drive from Dubuque. It was nice, but I got here and we had a little bit of rain.
Yeah.
Maybe some golf days in there.
I think you'll like what you see.
Awesome. Sounds great.
Okay.
We'll talk to you soon. Well, tornadoes, hurricanes, floods, or power outages, you never know when a crisis may hit, but now there are more gadgets that can help you get through a disaster. News Channel 7's Danielle Wagner reports. Thanks, Danielle. If you have a place that regularly faces power outages, CNET says a generator is the way to go. Now, one other tip, if you do store items that take batteries, be sure to take those batteries out and store them nearby. That way they won't corrode. Well, in less than 2 weeks, a storm shelter and RV park will be complete at the Little Sioux the Little Sioux Scout Ranch. There was a tornado that ripped through there just 2 years ago on June 11th, 2008. 4 Boy Scouts died, nearly 50 were injured. Volunteers have helped to rebuild the camp, and to celebrate the completion of the new buildings, the ceremony will take place on April 24th. Coming up next on Iowa's News Channel 7, a cultural event that's been educating the public for 17 years, and canned goods are stacking up at the Cedar Rapids Mall, covering news in Waterloo, Manchester, Asbury, and your hometown. This is Iowa's News Channel 7.
Good group.
Great. Well, thank you so much.
Okay.
Coming up next on Iowa's News Channel 7, bowlers hope to strike out a brain disorder in Waterloo this afternoon, and area architects and students turn canned goods into art. Covering news in Dubuque, Piasta, and your hometown, this is Iowa's News Channel 7. American Indians celebrated their culture today in Iowa City. Today was the start of the 17th annual University of Iowa Powwow. The event is hosted by the American Indian Student Association. Thousands attended to experience a taste of culture, including a main event of a dance competition. The competition was judged on stylistics and outfits, also known as regalia.
We wear different animals on our regalia, and these animals are sacred to us as Indian people. And they say that the spirits come back to life when we dance to the rhythm of the drum.
The powwow continues through tomorrow. More than 21,000 pounds of canned food items were stacked by professional architects, teachers, and students from Eastern Iowa schools. Today was the 5th annual Corridor Construction Competition. 14 teams designed buildings from canned food items. Each team was responsible for collecting the food and later donating it to the food bank.
There's lots of different ways to go about doing it, all the way from really informal to bring your cans to school to like taking a bunch of cash and going out and buying specific cans.
The designs were judged on creativity Here's two designs that won today's competition. The Old Woman Who Lived in the Shoe, designed by the Sheev Hatry Architect and Engineering in Iowa City and Cedar Rapids, and the Best in Show, Together We Bury Hunger, built by Urbana Center Point Middle School students and staff. Looks like some pretty interesting and creative things there.
It looks like it'd take a lot of work, too. I don't know, that's just me.
Certainly a lot of work, and speaking of a lot of work, we are finally in baseball season, and we'll show you bowling coming up tonight at 10.